Hello, welcome to this tropical update. We still have Invest 98L there, so it's there in the central tropical Atlantic, moving towards the Caribbean. I think the track has shifted a little bit north, but it still covers a good part of the northeastern Caribbean, so it's at a 90% chance the next 7 days, and an 80% chance the next 2 days. So let's see here. Showers and thunderstorms continue to show signs of organization and associated with a broad area of low pressure located less than 1,000 miles east of the Western Antilles. Environmental conditions appear conducive for gradual development of this system. A tropical depression is likely to form within the next day or two, while the system approaches or moves near or over to the Leeward Islands. Interests in those islands should closely monitor this system. Watches and warnings will likely be required for portions of those areas as soon as this afternoon, so they could turn this into a potential tropical cyclone later, or if it turns into a tropical depression, there'll be already some watches and warnings in those islands there. So the system's forecast to approach the Greater Antilles by the middle part of next week. So 80 and 90% chance. So please make some preparations in those areas, warn others, and stay safe there. Let's see. So this is the current information. There's the satellite. So most models have this right through the northeastern Caribbean and then curving north, like before Puerto Rico, and some curve it later. Let's see. The track guidance has this around the northeastern Caribbean, affecting most of those islands: Saint Bartholomew, Antigua and Barbuda, Guadeloupe, St. Kitts and Nevis, Montserrat, and those areas there, Anguilla, Virgin Islands. So please be careful in those areas. Let's see the GPS ensembles curve it a little bit north, but some cross the Caribbean islands as well. So please be careful. And the intensity guidance, all models have this tropical storm as early as 36 hours, some even before. And, and let's see, two models keep this a tropical storm, but all the other models take this to a hurricane strength. And all of them, practically all of them, take it to category 2, except a few ones. And then some take even to major hurricane out there in the Atlantic after 100 hours or so. So we gotta keep watching this for Bermuda later as well. So the GFS has this forming there potential tropical depression right as it gets to the islands or even before, and then it crosses there, goes right through the Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico, and then gets potential to a major hurricane. And there's Bermuda, that little dot there, and then the GFS has it passing right over Bermuda and going potentially near Canada. So this would be concerning for the Caribbean and especially for Bermuda if this happens. But the 6 GFS had it approaching there, a little bit further south, but mostly into Guadeloupe, Montserrat, Antigua and Barbuda, those areas. And but some rain from the feeder bands also affecting Barbados, St. Lucia, maybe some other rain in other areas. This passes right through the Virgin Islands, goes north. It goes slightly east of Bermuda, but still very close. So that was the 60, the 0Z from today, had the system approaching as a tropical depression, made it to a tropical storm over Puerto Rico, to a hurricane, and then crossed right west of the Bermuda there. So, so, so all the runs from today turned into a tropical depression like right before or over the islands, crossed the Virgin Islands or Puerto Rico, and then went right over or near Bermuda. So please monitor in those areas. Please be careful. Let's see. The European has this forming up there, taking a little bit more time, but eventually getting to a tropical depression maybe as it crosses the Caribbean, Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico, then to a tropical storm later in the Atlantic. And then the 0Z had this there as a tropical storm. It kept going. Where's Bermuda? So it's there. Let's see. And they will also takes this right over Bermuda. You can see that little dot there. So that's a bad look for Bermuda. Let's hope this goes to the east or to the west, but these last runs are not showing some very good things for them. So let's see that the 12Z from yesterday had this approach in there, tropical depression there maybe, then tropical depression, tropical storm as it went through, or like just to the north of Puerto Rico, and then let's see, and then it passed just east of Bermuda in yesterday's run, potentially as a major hurricane or just a category 2 there, category 1. So yes, so please be monitoring those areas, be careful. Let's see, so the Canadian has this forming up there, potential tropical depression as it crosses those islands, goes through the Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico, and then goes kind of into Bermuda too. So all the models are hinting at Bermuda possibly. So please watch this very carefully. Potentially getting near Canada as well. Let's see. The 0Z from today has it passing just north of the Caribbean, but I think this will go through the northeastern Caribbean. Then it has passing just east of Bermuda, so this run had a better look for those islands. But for the northeastern Caribbean, I think it might go through there, but Bermuda is still quite uncertain. But let's see the Neptune. It has it forming up there, gets to a tropical depression, crosses a little bit further south, but also through the Caribbean, Puerto Rico, right near Dominican Republic, and then went right just west of Bermuda there. So that's the Neptune. The icon has this forming up there in the Caribbean, passing through Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, Turks and Caicos, and curving there just west of Bermuda, but kind of affecting it too. So please be careful. These are the latest runs. The 0Z icon from today had a similar thing, forms up there, goes through Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, near the Turks and Caicos, and west of Bermuda potentially. So please be careful there. Let's see some ensembles. So this is indeed the European ensembles. So let's see, this is by August 16th, shows most members show tropical depression, tropical disturbance strength there in the Caribbean, but most likely tropical depression strength. A member or two has tropical storm further north, but all this get to a tropical storm there in the Atlantic or even a hurricane. And then let's see until the end. So they take this through the Caribbean mainly, crossing the northeastern Caribbean and Virgin Islands. One or two go to Puerto Rico, but mainly the Caribbean Virgin Islands. Then they curve north. Most of these members are showing a hurricane, those yellows, reds. No, yellow is tropical storm, but reds, pinks, even orange is all like hurricane strength. And Bermuda's right in the middle there, so most members go to the west, but some go just east of Bermuda. But Bermuda has to watch this really closely. There are some really strong members there in those pinks. So yeah, please be careful. The GFS ensembles are kind of messy, but they have this going generally through the northeastern Caribbean as a tropical storm or a tropical depression. Some members have it stronger and some weaker, but one or two go through the Dominican Republic, and then they all curve out there, turn into a tropical storm, even a hurricane, and Bermuda's right in the middle there. So there's still some chance that it passes through Bermuda, then it curves there. So there's a lot of support from the GFS too. The GFS even has some other systems trying to form later there by August 21st. So let's see if the European has that. He has a possibility or two for some other systems later. So, and even another one there. So let's see. This is the tropical storm strike probability of being struck by a tropical storm. So they have a 40 to 50% of tropical storm strike probability out there in the Atlantic, so it's a little bit higher than yesterday, and they have a 20 to 30% in the Dominican Republic and Puerto Rico. So yeah, let's see. later this keeps going there, potentially scraping Atlantic Canada or near the east coast. Maybe more stuff later by September. But let's see if there's any other strength here. So hurricane, let's see, hurricane strike probability. So they still don't have, but most models have it as a hurricane there in the ocean. So let's see. Wait, tropical depression strike probability. So this is by August 12th, tomorrow. They have around 80 to 90% chance of tropical depression striking those areas of the northeastern Caribbean. So please be careful. They have some other 20 to 50% in the Dominican Republic and Haiti, some other areas of the Caribbean. And then by, let's see, so this is the week August 12th through 19. So this is just generally this whole next week of August 12th through 19. So this there will most likely be on Wednesday and late Tuesday when the storm crosses there. So around 90% chance there. So please be careful. And then the week after, 19th through the 26th, alright, some probabilities of some other systems potentially. Even into the last week of August shows an area of 40 to 50% in the Atlantic, so some higher tropical depression probabilities there later. Even to September 2nd, some more probabilities. So this is the cyclogenesis probabilities. So like the probability of a tropical storm forming. So let's see. In Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands, they already have a 40 to 50% or even 50 to 60% tropical storm probabilities there. Let's see. Later, it grows to 100% just west of the Turks and Caicos. Tropical storm probability. So yes, tropical storm. So let's see. So probability of cyclogenesis of a tropical storm forming. So alright, 100% chance out there in the ocean, and still in the Caribbean. Let's see the Caribbean islands around 40 to 50%, 30 to 40% there. So please be careful. Let's see later that 100%, about 10 to 30% in the Turks and Caicos. Let's see, by August 16th, this keeps going, still 100% there. It keeps going, and then by Bermuda, this probability is decreased because it will be already formed, but some very high probabilities in Bermuda too, and potentially into Canada. So please be careful there. So now let's put this to hurricane probabilities. So cyclogenesis of a hurricane. Let's see. By August 15th, nothing. On August 16th, Friday, some hurricane probability starts popping up there. Some 20 to 30% there in the Atlantic. And later, this goes to a 40 to 50% hurricane probabilities there in the Atlantic. So definitely some decent probabilities. Then later gets even to a 50 to 60% hurricane probabilities just by Bermuda there and other areas of the Atlantic. So this will most likely turn into a hurricane of all the indications. So this keeps going 50 to 60% and then it decays there. So please be careful. Let's see just tropical depression probability. So of course it's 100% probability of a tropical cyclone forming those areas like tropical depression. So alright, 100%. It's not entirely sure if this will form before it gets there or in the Caribbean there, but it might form just west of those islands into the Virgin Islands. So, but there's a 100% probability of a tropical depression there by August 15th. So this was by August 14th. So by August 15th, still 100% for Puerto Rico, the Virgin Islands, and the northeastern Caribbean, or tropical depression. And then this keeps going, still 190% there. Even the Dominican Republic, around 50 to 60%. And then this keeps going, and this starts to decay because the system will be already formed. It's like cyclogenesis, the probability of something forming up. So it decays because it will be already formed, but most likely passing through Bermuda too. and through Canada. So please be careful in those areas, warn others there, and stay safe, please. Please be careful. Let's see what else. So this is some rain accumulation. Next 5 days better. So let's see. So the rain can be a very dangerous impact. It doesn't show anything catastrophic, but it shows some 80 millimeters, 60, 70 millimeters in those areas. It might cause some problems. So please be careful, isolate flash floods, low-lying areas, and be careful with that rain there too. In Puerto Rico, there might be some thunderstorms accompanying this, some 84 millimeters. Let's see, and if you click on a location, you can get the forecasts, so wind gusts and everything. So let's see. Uh, Further south, some orange for Trinidad and Tobago, just some tropical showers. Let's see, but the rain from this might affect Barbados too, around some 40 millimeters there. Let's see. So Saint Lucia too, Martinique, Dominica might get more rain, but specifically those islands there might be periods of heavy rain there. So be careful during periods of heavy rain as this system passes by. So let's see. The wind gusts. This is the European. Let's see, but this isn't entirely sure, so you never know because every model has a different strength. But the European has some 60 kilometer per hour wind gusts in parts of the northeastern Caribbean. Let's see, and even as this passes later, further south, it has from some bands of this about 50 kilometers per hour. Let's see. Uh, in Barbados, so some 50 kilometers, in Martinique, Dominica, Guadeloupe, some strong winds. It depends if you go more south or further north, but let's see. This keeps going, still some very gusty winds, especially like this is Wednesday the 14th. This will be strengthening, go to more than 60 kilometer per hour winds, even 70 in those open waters, 59 kilometers per hour winds. So please be careful. Let's see. The GFS, it has some stronger winds as soon as Wednesday. So through Guadeloupe, but by like Tuesday night, it already has some 60, almost 70 kilometer per hour winds around Barbuda. It has more than 70 kilometer per hour winds, and in Antigua there, it has almost 280 kilometer per hour winds in Antigua. Let's see, Ceiba Station, some 60. Let's see, in Anguillas, St. Bartholomew, more than 70 kilometers per hour. Further south into Barbados, some 40 kilometers per hour. Let's see, 50. So be aware that, and as this crosses, it's showing getting even stronger, close to 90 kilometers per hour in some islands there. Let's see. They even have this 60, 58, 61 kilometers per hour. Let's see for some other areas, 65 kilometers per hour. Let's see. So please be careful. Further south, some gusty winds as well. And the icon has this. Let's see, it has this a little bit earlier. So by Tuesday, it already has some strong winds there. And let's see, this goes, and the icon strengthens this right near Puerto Rico, and by Wednesday it has potentially more than 100 kilometers per hour winds in Puerto Rico. So that's the icon, but you never know. So let's see. So please be careful, and I heard some people mentioning on social media there could be some other gusts there of 80 to 90 kilometers per hour. So be careful, please. Let's see now. And of course, this will cause some very big waves. So let's see. it shows the GFS shows more than 4 meter waves passing through the northern islands and even higher. Let's see, the European has a little bit less, but the European takes this faster there. But in some outer islands there, especially Antigua, around 3 meters and even more, depending on where you're at. So be careful there. Let's see a general look. So this keeps going there. Some more waves near the Turks and Caicos, into Bermuda, later some very big waves, and then this goes out. So please be careful, stay safe from this system, and let's just see something here. So I found this interesting. So let's see here. Wait, so this is like a tropical cyclone genesis index, like a probability. So basing on a bunch of models, so it has some 54% chance there, and higher than a 77% chance further north there, and even some other systems some 15 to 13% chance there. So I found this interesting too, but most likely it will form right as it gets by the islands there. And there's also this thing here. Let's see, it has some 70% chance there, and yes, basically the same thing as they have. It's experimental, and yeah, be careful. Let's see, where this is going. There's some 29 to 30 degrees sea surface temperature, like 28, 29 degrees, and some high ocean heat content, especially in the Caribbean, in those islands there too. So yeah, let's see here something else. So this is mainly it. Actually, this is not it. Let's see something here. The hurricane models. So the most important thing. So this is the HRF. It has it there. It moves there, and then it approaches the island. This has a tropical storm array approaching the islands there, near Guadeloupe, Dominica, that's Martinique, and there. So it has a little bit further south, passing through the Virgin Islands and strengthening to a hurricane in the Atlantic. So let's see. The H1 has this invest there, then it keeps going, and then it gets like to a tropical storm before it gets there to the islands, but goes just north, just north there. That's Antigua. That's like Saint Bartholomew, Anguilla. So this keeps going, strengthens into a hurricane there in the Atlantic. So this model is showing north, but let's see. The HAFS A has, wait, so it has it there a little bit. It lingers a little bit, but it eventually gets to tropical depression just through the islands there, and then later into a hurricane in the Atlantic. Let's see, did this closer up. So let's see, it has it there. It goes a little bit further south before, and then goes north again there. So let's see, uh, the HAFS B. So this is the 10-meter winds. So it shows there, and then it goes like near Guadeloupe, Dominica, but then goes north there, still very weak, and strengthening a little bit later there for the northeastern Caribbean, eventually to a hurricane in the open Atlantic. So yeah, please be careful there, and this is mainly it for the Atlantic. Stay safe. So let's see here. The Eastern Pacific. So there's still this area there, so it's now at 0%. So you keep moving there, but but nothing crazy expected now in the Eastern Pacific. So let's see some rainfall. We'll make some more rainfall forecasting in more detail later or tomorrow, but just as a recap, there will be more thunderstorm activity, more showers and storms there, especially in the afternoon, heavier in parts of Mexico, western Mexico, more storms through Nicaragua, Costa Rica, Honduras, this in the next 5 days. So just be careful there with thunderstorms, heavy rain, some flash floods and everything, and some daytime storms in Cuba, some showers, a storm or two in Jamaica, Haiti, Dominican Republic, some showers in other areas. So stay safe. So finally, the Western Pacific, here's some interesting features. So we have Invest 95W, and it's now being monitored for possible subtropical development. So because it's so high up, so it might try to become something subtropical, medium chance of that. There's 91W there, a low chance of development still, in Tropical Storm Maria almost making it to Japan there. So let's see. So this is Maria there. It's also, no, it's almost to Japan there. So it's about to make landfall in the next few hours. So please be careful there. Stay safe from the heavy rain, strong winds, storm surge, and other stuff. So please stay safe. It's a 60 miles per hour tropical storm, and later it will weaken to a 45 mile per hour tropical storm. So there might be some gusts of 70 miles per hour, or 50 to 80 miles per hour, more like 70, 65 miles per hour gusts. And in terms of kilometers per hour, let's see here, because I don't know why this is in miles. So it shows 95 kilometer per hour tropical storm, some gusts potential to 100 kilometers per hour in some isolated areas, and later to 75 kilometer per hour tropical storm. Still some gusty winds there of 80 kilometers per hour, 75 kilometers per hour possible. So please be careful there. So as this goes into Japan, it still has more than 100 millimeters in those areas. Further south, 122 millimeters, 90, 60 millimeters. So please be careful with the heavy rains from the system. But it has heavy rains in the west coast there, more than 162 millimeters. So please be careful there in those areas. Further south has some more rain from some other systems in other areas, 90, 80 millimeters. Some more showers and thunderstorm or two in other areas. More North Korea, China. Let's see, more in the Philippines, some showers and storms, especially the northern Philippines. We'll make a more detailed update later, but some more isolated heavy rains in Jamaica, no, in Malaysia, some higher totals there, parts of Indonesia. Let's see, uh, parts of Sumatra, Malaysia, especially northwestern India there, more than 100 millimeters from those storms. Be careful, southern India is starting to get busy, more than 100 millimeters in those areas. Sri Lanka, but in the next 5 days, the Maldives have more than 170 millimeters of rain in the Maldives just in the next 5 days. So please be careful, might be some heavy showers and storms there. Next 3 days, more than 100 millimeters. Next 5 days, even more. So please be careful. And there's this spot further south, might affect some British territories. So please be careful there too. So some big accumulation areas there. Let's see, more heavy rain northeastern Myanmar, southern China, northern Laos. So a lot of heavy rain in northern Laos, strong thunderstorms with some heavy downpours, northern Vietnam too. So please be careful in those areas, and some more systems in the north. And this is mainly it. Stay safe.